Okay, here we are backstage at BST Hyde Park. Robbie Williams is headlining later on tonight, but opening today was FEEDER. I'm here with Grant Nichols. Hi Grant, how are you?
Yeah, good. Sort of just coming down really. Quite a weird gig to do. Being going from doing a Coventry last week, headlining to 40,000 people, and then being on sort of first on the bill. But it's a big bill, so you can't. And,
I'd say it's quite a diverse bill. You know, it's like yourselves. Texas, who just finished, Keane, Black Eyed Peas, and Robbie Williams. So, do you have to try a little bit harder today because it's not a FEEDER audience as such?
No, I mean that was kind of the whole point. I mean, Karl, who plays drums with Robbie, has also been with us. He's been our drummer he was our drummer for 2 years, and then got the Robbie gig, so he's done some stuff that's in between, and he's played on the last 4 FEEDER albums as well. So that's how the kind of thing. It was a drunken conversation one night with me and him saying, would you ever play with Robbie? And I said, well, yeah, if the opportunity comes up, and this came up, and I think he put a word in, and then Robbie was up for it. I've met Robbie a few times, and he just said, and I think, you know what, I think fair play to Robbie or their manager or whoever. I think it made it a much more interesting bill for people.
Oh, definitely,
having not just us, but also because it's not the typical line that you maybe would expect with Robbie, which I think is really, really brave, and also I think it's made it a more interesting day. And it's completely sold out, so it obviously worked.
Totally,
It obviously worked.
And the great thing is, you were the first band on the main stage, but it was pretty packed out there, wasn't it?
It wasn't bad. I mean, it's difficult on these huge Hyde Park because obviously they have their the different ticket prices and the golden circles and all that stuff, and obviously there has to be a certain amount of barriers, for safety and that kind of stuff. It's hard because you feel like you're so far away from the real, but it's we played here a few times before, and so we kind of knew the score a little bit. Different audience today for us, very different. But I think it worked alright. It wasn't it felt weird at times, but I enjoyed it.
You got a new album coming out, 29th of August.
Tallulah, I did mention it a few times.
Yes, I think you did, and that's what it's all about, promotion. And then we had a great backdrop at the end as well, promoting the
in fact, I completely forgot about the backdrop. I thought, no, that was going up. I probably didn't have to mention it at all, but anyway.
So it's called Tallulah. So why Tallulah?
There's a track on the album called Tallulah, which is actually my favourite track, but the name came from I've always liked the name Tallulah. My wife's best friend's daughter's called Tallulah, and she's a real character, and it's sort of, I've got 2 kids now, and obviously when first 3 or 4 albums of FEEDER, I didn't have kids, and it's just changed my life massively. Not just on the songwriting level, just on just a whole headspace thing. And it's I just thought, well, number one, I really like the name. I think I actually really like her as well. She's such a little character. I also it's just the importance of being. I suppose the importance of kids really. It's been a huge effect on me, and I felt like that was quite a strong message for me. And I wanted to. It also, the name also came about. I worked with a really good friend of mine who's an artist called Rugman. So when we discussed what we wanted to do for the artwork and what he came back with, when I saw it, I thought it's got to be Tallulah. Everything just came into place. It's funny, when you name an album, because you never quite know. You have sort of ideas as you go along. But there's just something about the name Tallulah that I really liked. It's quite a different title for FEEDER.
Totally.
It's when you remember, and it just, I don't know, it just came to me.
Excellent. It's a great eye-catching title.
It is, and I think the artwork is actually very striking as well. It's quite different. It's got a real clean, almost an 80s look to it.
You played a new song today. It was very well received. Fear of Flying.
Actually, we did 2 today. We did Youth as well. But that was quite risky. But I felt. I know we could have played a few more obvious cards, but I think it's really important for them to know that we are, that we obviously understand people want to hear our catalogue, but we're really proud of the new record, and I think the songs stand up to a lot of our old stuff.
Do you have a fear of flying yourself?
Sometimes I do, actually. I didn't used to when I was a kid, but as I've got older, I don't know if it's just the fact I'm on a plane a lot more, or maybe the fact that I'm a parent now, whatever. I do worry about it a little bit more. I'm thinking, God, if I don't know, is my will I've updated my will. But I'm not a big fan of, when you get a bit of turbulence, I do get, the old sweaty palms and stuff like that. It's not my favourite thing flying, but I know it's probably.
So you're playing Singapore and Japan soon, so you can't exactly get the bus.
I've got a few quite long flights coming up actually. I mean, I don't mind. I'm fine with it unless it gets a little bit, and then I'm a little bit. Hold on a minute.
At least the meals are better on a long haul flight. So.
That's true. So I think as you get older, you do start to sort of worry a bit more about stuff like that. But I never used to worry about it. I've had there's been a few little sort of odd little moments where we've had a few close shaves, obviously over the years, but nothing too awful.
You've not had a close shave lately, have you?
No, I haven't actually. No. In fact, well, actually, I have. It was actually quite long before this, so I gave it a bit of a trim for the festival. It started to look like, a little bit unkept.
I was mentioning you played in Singapore. You never played there before, have you?
First time in Singapore, yeah. I've been to Singapore when we played Australia. We stopped over for a bit, but I've never actually played there before. But it'll be interesting. We've been here for as a band for 25 years now. There's so many places that we haven't played. I mean, obviously you go to Japan. We played China for the first time, and that went really well. We thought it'd be really nice to maybe include sort of Singapore and China. When we do go to Japan, because it's a long way to go to do 2 or 3 shows. So we're going to sort of see what happens really.
Yeah, because a lot of bands that go to Japan and don't go anywhere else. They should open that because countries like Thailand as well as Singapore, they're all opening up
Thailand,
to the Western
that's one. That's our next sort of. I mean, obviously Japan is a great market, but it's not what it used to be for Western bands. I mean, you'd be amazed. There's so many good Japanese bands now, and I think for promoters it's so expensive to bring over Western bands. A lot of the Japanese bands now are filling a lot of gaps, so it's much harder to really go there. And it's not what it used to be, but it's still great to go.
When you are in Japan, do you get time to search out the second-hand record shops there? Because if anyone's not been there, it is a gold mine.
It's amazing. I mean, it's an amazing place for for anything like that. It's if I have a day off, I do, and I normally stay, if I can work it out, the schedule, I normally stay like 2 extra days, so I do a bit of shopping.
And also Singapore, you get time to look around in Singapore, they've got a very good second-hand record market.
Okay, because there's some damage there.
Yeah, exactly, so take an extra suitcase.
I always come back from Japan with obviously stuff for the family, but also so many clothes and all sorts of stuff, Yeah, my wife's Japanese.
So
I kind of... Oh, is she?
Yeah.
Okay. What part's she from?
Osaka.
Okay, well, actually we're playing there soon, but my wife's from Fukuoka.
Oh.
You have to be careful how you say that. But we met in London, but so I do, we played there a few times as well. But it's an amazing place to go.
It's like an adult Disneyland, isn't it? Really?
It is, but I still love going there, and the food's incredible. Anyway,
carry on, yes. Cut away, yes.
That's more interesting than talking about the band.
Well, last night I saw Florence and the Machine, they headlined here.
Oh, you came,
And they mentioned 10 years ago they played all the clubs in London, like in Camden. Funny enough, first time I saw FEEDER was back in 1996 on the Kerrang Twister tour with Nightstar.
I remember it well. The Gods of Endless Noise, if I remember correctly.
Yes,
we were probably wearing boiler suits then.
We were.
The orange boiler suits with Tacker with his hair up in there. That was a complete accident. We did a photo shoot for, it was actually for Japan, and the photographer, I think her name was Midori, she did a lot of stuff for Smashing Pumpkins and stuff like that. She was a really good photographer. And they were like, can you wear something a bit wacky or something a bit different rather than just what you normally wear? And we're like, what? We're not that kind of band. So I was walking past a kind of a vintage kind of Army and Navy ship, whatever it is.
I think you're still walking past it.
I do love my Army. My whole house is full of Army stuff. I'm a real sucker for anything like. And I just saw these kind of like flying suits. And I remember seeing Sting years ago. There was a picture of him in the police. You're wearing a green flying suit. I thought it was quite a cool look. So I couldn't get 3 green ones, our sizes. So the only ones I could get were bright orange. So I think they were German fighter pilot suits. So I bought 3 of them here for the photo shoot, and we carried on wearing them.
What venue was that? Do you remember? Was it Barfly?
It might have been the Barfly.
They changed their names, didn't they?
Yeah, it might have been. Was it the Barfly? Maybe the Monarch.
I think it was the Monarch.
It might have been the Monarch. Actually, I think it was before the Barfly days. It was either one of those. Yeah, going back. But did you ever
think back in 1996, you'd still be going now? At top of your game still?
Probably not really. But in fact, I think we're in a better place now than we were even 10 years ago. I mean, it's a good time for us, and I think. I always knew that we were a band that wanted to be here for the long term because we were. I was about the songs and the chemistry rather than. Like the trends, which is probably why we wore dodgy orange. But at least you remember, I suppose. And I think that's really the key. Really, I think bands who are around, even bands from that time, whether they're Britpop or where they are, I think the ones who were really good had real tunes, unless it's just reforming to get a few quid for a tour. They're still going, whether it's Blur or whatever. And I think that was always our plan. And that's probably why we're still here. But to answer your question, I don't know, it seems like a long time, doesn't it?
I think probably there's a whole generation of fans now.
Probably not, but I never imagined not being around. So maybe I did kind of imagine I'd still be here and talking to you now.
Sadly, Jon Lee's no longer with us. It's now 17 years ago. He went to a
long time ago.
When you get your special moments like today in Hyde Park playing in front of thousands, does he pass through your
playing high
mind?
as well? Yeah, but I mean playing high, and there was a plane came over as he played it. I was thinking, it's funny, you just get these little kind of moments. Yeah, I do. You know, I find it difficult to talk about Jon because I do miss it, and I know if he was around with us now, we'd still be on a. I still think we'd be on a good journey.
Totally.
You know, I don't think Camden Sound probably pushed us a bit more and pushed me as a writer, but I think we were destined to do more as a band. There was no internal problem. It's just sad, and I obviously every time we play those first 3 albums, it brings back a lot of memories, and it still inspires me to write actually that whole period.
Obviously, mental awareness is something that's more prolific now in the news, and people are starting to talk about these things. It's only just like big thing from watching recently.
I know, that's awful. Yeah.
So is it not being done? Is it still an easy?
I mean, I think. It's only recently that I think, maybe that was the issue with Jon. I just don't know. I mean, I don't know exactly what was going through Jon's mind. I mean, he lived in America at that time, so it's very difficult to say. I mean, I've got my own ideas. I don't really want to get into it now, but I think it just shows. You can be really successful whether you're in any field, a sportsman, actor, musician, whatever. And things aren't always as great as they seem, maybe, or maybe there's a little bit more there. And I think certain people maybe have something that maybe gets triggered more than others. And I think possibly that was the case with Jon, or maybe it's just a crazy moment, whatever. I mean, I don't know. It does my head in. It still upsets me because I sort of knew him so well, but I never knew that he would ever go that far. Really. So but I think to answer your question, I think it is really good, and I think it's just for people in any job, in everyday life. I think it's important to try and notice these signs because you don't really know. And often it's the most confident people who are really. I mean, Jon was. He was a great talker. He was so popular with everybody. He was a great spokesman for the band, but he was probably the least person you would ever expect to be possibly in a dark place at any point. If that's what happened. But anyway.
Well, I'm sure he's looking down to be part of the band.
Well, hopefully it will be, Jon Boy up there, but hopefully,
You've got a UK tour coming up soon.
November, the Tallulah album tour.
Yep, 2 nights
on the 9th of August.
Yep, 9th of August on Townsend Records.
Exactly. Oh, actually, no, it's on, I believe. Townsend are doing all the, what's the word? Help me out here, so our manager's just turning up.
It's called D2C.
D2C, so they're basically helping to, people can order it through Townsend, they're doing a really good job actually, they're great. But it's on a new label called Believe, who are a digital label. It still comes out in a physical format as well. So far, they've been really good. So
you've also got a few more dates coming up in the next couple of weeks, haven't you? You're playing Bude.
Yeah, we're not doing as many festivals.
Brighton's course. Is it Bude?
Brighton's with the Doves. Yeah, that came in. So we're doing a few festivals, and we're doing one in Cornwall as well, which is
Bude.
Bude. Sorry,
and in Enniskillen, Northern Ireland.
Yeah, so we've got a few, but not as many as normal because we want to focus on the tour. Japan we mentioned, and Singapore. But it's all good actually. We didn't want to. We wanted sort of next year. We're hopefully going to do even more festivals and like blitz it. But we just want to really focus on the new tour, new album.
Talking of festivals, what's the best festival slot you've ever done?
Well, I'd say probably one of the most memorable and most important for us, I feel, career-wise, was when we did Reading. It was a 3-piece back in the day when we were playing. High we played at. It was just a real turning point in our career. That's one that really springs to mind. If I had to say another. FujiRocks, an amazing festival in Japan. I love that festival.
And obviously, you have the Japanese connections.
Exactly. Obviously, the Taka and my wife and that. But that's an amazing festival, and we've had some great gigs there on all stages. But definitely Reading, was it 97, 98 kind of period? That was a massive turning point for us because we were on early in the day, pulled a really big audience, and people was just like, "Who's this band?" It was a little 3-piece playing high and all the songs, and that was just a really great moment for us. I remember it being, I just sort of feel it. We worked our way up from the Dr. Martin tent, and it was like we're finally on the main stage, and it all came together for us.
Brilliant.
So
Well, Grant's been wonderful talking to you.
That's all right. I've got a few beers now.
The album Tallulah, I said it right. On is it 29th of August?
No, on the 9th.
9th of August.
9th of August. See, I've been plugging it all day. See, that's why you have to keep saying it. All right, cheers.
Great talking to you. All the best for the future.
Take care. Thanks a lot. Cheers.
That's great.